I watched a couple of silkworms race one time. Yeah, it ended with a tie. Hey folks, welcome to This Week in History. Let's get this thing going. On May 2nd in 1829, after anchoring nearby, Captain Charles Fremantle declared the founding of the Swan River Colony in Australia. It would eventually become Perth, the capital of Western Australia, and don't be making fun of my THs. In 1808, in response to French occupation under Napoleon, the people of Madrid rose up in rebellion. It did not end well because, on May 3rd in 1808, hundreds of prisoners rounded up during and after the rebellion were executed. These included anyone found with any type of weapon, and you'd be surprised what they considered weapons. And this seems like a decent segue to... So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen pictures like this before, and yeah, the immediate thought is either zombies or vampires, but these existed because of something much darker: body snatchers. This is called a Mortsafe. They were invented in Scotland around 1816 and were installed over graves, typically fresh ones, in order to keep body snatchers from digging up the bodies and selling them to the local universities for medical students to work on. Now, richer folks would buy heavy stones or cages to protect their graves, but if you were poor, well, then you had to either keep a lookout or get someone to watch over the grave. It was enough of an issue that watch houses were built. Yep, that's a watchtower and a cemetery. By the way, keep on the lookout because there's a pretty decent chance I'll be doing a video delving deeper into this down the line. So yeah, in short, in case anyone wants to know what this thing is, it's a Mortsafe. And a shout out to our patrons, Steve Stevens and Clayton Jaimez. We really appreciate the support, and we appreciate the support from all of you in the forms of watching, liking, sharing, all that good stuff. But keep in mind, we make nothing from YouTube. We don't get ad revenue, so the only money we actually make is from merch and Patreon. That's why we keep bringing it up. Trust me, if I didn't have to, I wouldn't. And yes, I'm aware that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but you know, we're all squirrely here anyway.
Squirrel tactic!
On May 4th of 1436, Swedish rebel, national hero, and one of my favorite names ever, Engelbrecht Engelbrectson, was killed. He was either murdered over burning a boat or assassinated. It was definitely one or the other. In 1493, the New World was split between Castile and Portugal by Pope Alexander VI, with the Treaty of Tordesillas. Looking at it now, Portugal really got the short end of the stick, but that's why Brazil speaks Portuguese. On May 5th, 1886, the National Guard opened fire on roughly 14,000 striking protesters, killing 7 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Bayview Massacre. By the way, they were striking for an 8-hour day. In 1904, Cy Young, yeah, the award guy, of the Boston Americans threw the first perfect game in the modern era of baseball against the Philadelphia Athletics at the Huntington Avenue grounds. If you follow baseball, you're fully aware who Cy Young was. If not, he's probably the best pitcher that ever played the game. On May 6th in 1682, Francis Louis XIV officially moved his court to the newly built palace at Versailles. Don't get me wrong, it was a beautiful palace, but the French people really had a problem with it a few Louis later. And that's just gonna about do it for this week, but we'll see you back here next week. Same squirrel time, same squirrel channel. Be happy, be healthy, and y'all come back now, you hear?